see what happens. Okay, hi. Welcome. Welcome back. Let's see. Oh yeah, I gotta do the buttons. Here we go. Okay, we're doing it. Just gotta get that momentum. Here we go. There we go. This should be fun. It'll be really fun, or just like an entire nightmare that I'm, not gonna be able to live it for weeks. But anyway, I think we're good. Welcome. So it stars out, but looks like, is that Sasha? I never remember names either way, so sorry about that. I think I gotta click one more button actually. Hang on, but yeah, welcome. Actually, turn it on by itself, but it's not there. Weird. Okay. Hello. Welcome in. Come on in. Let's see. Sorry. My legs have been weird. There was that Switch game where you had to jump along or jump as a bunny rabbit, and I think I like strained my calves. So yeah, I feel it too. It's hard to walk up downstairs, but I should be good. Sitting feels good, but yeah. Other than that, it feels pretty bad. My mic's slipping. Okay, hi Cookie, hi Commenter. Hey Sprinkles, hello, and Brown Jack, nice. Right up, good. Okay. You probably told by the thumbnail that we're gonna do something with Bob Ross again. So I don't think it would take the entire hour, but the video itself is like a half hour. So if I'm allowed to pause it, then that'd be nice. So that'll take up the time. So but anyway, echo. That'd be a good thing to look out for. Let's see. If I turn it off, it's listening for the desktop audio, which would be hearing itself. If I turn this off, but then the blah 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 might be bad. Let's see. Boop boop boop. It's running. Okay. Hey, bad. Obviously, I can't hear the audio. So any kind of weird thing that goes on would be that. Maybe I can. That's unfortunate because I think to have. That might have solved it. I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of like how the inputs and outputs of working of all these are going to be. Okay, sorry. Lost momentum. Okay, we'll be good now. Right, so today we're going to use a Bob Ross video, and then I spent like a couple hours. How can you still hear it? Oh, I see. I'll turn this off. Does that sound better? Yeah, there's only one audio coming out now. Okay. Does that sound good? Otherwise I can still debug it, but I think that should be perfect. Let's see. So obviously, yeah. The only audio output that I hear is myself, so that would be the only thing. Yeah. I don't know what I was doing then. Substitutes here in the desktop. But anyway, we got it. Yeah, it must be myself being through the microphone in it because I also have desktop audio. It's hearing the mic as a desktop audio or something weird, or maybe it's just going out of my headphones or something. But anyway, thanks for that. There's only one sound now. Okay. Yeah, so I spent like 2 or 3 hours this morning picking out a Bob Ross video and then choosing a good one, and then at least a simple one that I think. And then I recorded it using my Streambox, my OBS Streambox Streamlabs, where I had the screen on one end and then another one of the Streambox recording it kind of much, but it wasn't like downloading it, it was just like screen recording it. And then I took that video and put it into Premiere and then said reverse speed on video and audio, and that made a video that took an hour and a half to render I don't know why. Why it took so long. Because I updated all of my Adobe suites to be 2020 version, but they're still like not as good. So anyway, now I got a video, and I don't know why I was hiding it, but here you go. Let's see. How we doing? I think we're good. Hopefully that video should be big enough. Otherwise, it might start covering up the screen more and more. The problem is I don't know how to. And this is Photoshop, by the way. So this art thing will be in Photoshop because it's got cool brushes I want to use. And I haven't really done Barbaros in Photoshop yet, which will be one of the obvious things. But yeah, I think we'll get started on this fairly soon. Thanks for telling me about the audio, because that'd be the only thing, you know, if I started this and then someone like 5 minutes later said, hey, something's wrong, I'd be very, very upset. So, yeah. Alright, you guys, I think we're good. But yeah, so I can kind of go a little bit through here just to make sure everything's going good. So yeah, the video, when we play it, I don't know if I could try it with the audio, but I think we might have the same issue, so it should be fine. Oh yeah, welcome guys. So try to pick like a better brush would be pretty good. Because you know, like in Flash and like all the other ones, they were like very, very, well, I guess these are all calligraphy ones. But these have more variety that you see there. So I'm trying to pick things out that would be a little bit more interesting. Noise. Up smoothing. I haven't really used Photoshop much in my career. I usually just stick to, there you go. Yeah, this would be more like what Flash would use, more very, very basic line. But now I'm trying to go a little fancy with it, you know. So I might just stick to like one brush that I like, and then just kind of stick with it, I think. So I don't remember what's going on here. Yeah, something more textury, like that first one. This one. Yeah, and then brush settings. Then I could like click on my pen button. There's like 2 buttons on my pen, so I could just click it on there and then be able to mess around with this real quick and then get back to draw. So that should be good. Yeah, I think even like with the Krita and like the other open tunes or whatever I did with other types of drawing things, softwares, I think they never had very specific brushes that I wanted like this. So we'll see. How we doing now? Alright. It's pushing aloud. I'd be more worried about if there was actually something offensive in a way. Would be more where I would draw the line. But if it's just like something to be a cute meme, then like a one-off thing, then sure. I would say maybe to like restrict it, you know, to not spam it in the Discord. But definitely, like, yeah, if you want to just do whatever for like a bit, I'll be fine with that. I think I'm probably just gonna get started with this and probably just figure out what I want to do. There we go. I'm so used to I was using Toon Boom earlier, and I remapped a lot of my tools. So we'll see. Pony pushing. Oh yeah. I feel like the majority of the people who would, you know, visit me as well as go into Discord would be pony fans, so the majority of stuff would be related to that community. So that's just how that works. I have to think about how this is going to work with the video, because that's actually the end, and it's going to go forward in the video, but reversing the original video. So it's going to start with the credits and then go to the beginning. So I have to think about how the layers will work. Basically, I'm going to be drawing behind the entire time. So I'll be applying the toppest layer on top first, and then back. So this will be like the final colors, and then back here will be like the clouds and sky layer will be at the bottom. So it's gonna be the biggest challenge of that. But let's see. Alright. Okay, it's great. It's just hard because I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about. And that's hard for me to jump into there. Feels like you gotta get your own language. So sorry, I can't really respond to it as easily. Alright. I think I should be good. I'm just building it up so that we can do this well, you know, before I get too muddled up. But I think we're good. I can start now. I can try it. We can try with the audio maybe first, and then if it doesn't work after the credits, then we can decide on that. So here's a test. So that, the video's going. There we go. So it's reversing. So that's the picture we're gonna do. Hopefully I'm gonna draw just as good as that. I don't have any really smoothing brushes, but he does it a bunch. So, let's see. Yeah, the credits are going backwards. How's the audio? Is it looping or something? Yeah, it's gonna be... We're just gonna do like final touches and then make the bass. So, but let me pause it there. How was the audio? Was that too loud? Was the thing too quiet? Before I get too far into it. So let me know about that, and then we can jump into it. More better. I just want to make sure that it's okay. It's fine? Okay. Because it could be messed around right now. It's repeating. Oh, it's repeating myself. That's why. Yeah, that's probably going to be a problem. So, we'll probably not have his audio. Huh. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. So that doesn't work. So, okay. Might be desktop audio 2. I might be doing it. How's that? I don't know what sound that is. It's like something completely different. That's probably... Don't mess with that one. Okay. Echo is back. It's faint. Okay. Yeah, I was worried about that. So we'll go without audio. And then that might be the safest way to do this. So just imagine him like talking backwards the whole time. I think that might be the easiest. Otherwise we'll be hearing 3 voices essentially. It was faint, but probably just for the safest to not have it at all. And get a work thing. So, okay. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, he's actually going right now, so he's, you know, trying to figure out, like, he's gonna slowly erase what he had. So I'm just gonna have to make some lines and start to make some, you know, some kind of lines here. And I have to, like, catch up as it goes, because he's gonna be slowly disappearing big things at the same time. So, I don't know what we got here. I kind of watched this already to know what he's doing. So it's gonna be a big challenge. Yeah, basically he's gonna destroy the painting as I try to draw it. Okay. So hopefully this might be interesting. I don't know. Now he's over there. Okay. Blur bottom. What's he doing? He's removing the sticks that are over there. It's not harder than that. I don't know where he is now. There's like a whole big thing here. Okay. Thankfully, maybe I should probably get some, just kind of green something here, I guess, as it goes. Oh dear. What's he removing now? Oh no. Oh, he's just doing a reflection again, I think. This should be good. He's trying to follow along. It's normal Bob Ross, but he's just slowly destroying it as he goes. Oh no. That should be the lightest part. It'll be here. Oh, now he's got that bit. That's the line I just did. So he's probably doing something else then at the middle. There it goes. Maybe go back up a little bit and then try to get this in. But I gotta follow along a little bit better. I don't know what this is all gonna be. Where he's going? He's removing the reflection, I think, again. It just takes a bit to like do that. Obviously I don't have anything to reflect, so I don't know what really to do at this point. Yeah. Good night. Yeah, it's gonna be harder because like I'll have less landmarks, I guess, as well. Will be the big thing. I won't be able to say like, oh well, it's next to this tree, but then that tree's gone. So, now he's making this. Let me put it up a little higher. So it's like on top-ish as it goes. Yellow. Okay. Here we go. It's gonna be some blurry thing again, just because I'm doing it this weird way as well, more in inspirational, or what was it? Not realistic, I guess. Oh no. Let's go lower, back, down. Okay, what has it got now? He's removing the... What's it layered on top, I think? Look at the yellow, I think. And then, like, big bushes there. Fill those in. Or maybe he hasn't filled them in yet. I don't know, it's loading in for me. There should be more green. Yeah, this is gonna be fun, but it's not quite gonna be one-to-one, I see. This is the way that this has to work, is he's slowly removing it. Alright, here we go. The audio, it's just, yeah, it would just be like the icing on the cake of him going, well, you see, this is what you're supposed to do, and it's just not at all comprehensible. Oh no. Sorry about that. Oh, I can like go behind is the fun part. Now he's got the paint that he was just using. So let's see. I don't know what this is anymore. Let's see. Let's go back a bit and I can get this back in a little thicker. Let's get this. Fill in the gaps, I think, as he's mixing it. There we go. Go back a bit. It's weird to think about it like this. Looking at the trees, moving the tree bits there. Okay. Green. And then, where are those? I lost all my landmarks of all these things. Now it's like, what even... Let's remove that. Let's see, because that's around there. Okay, we just put something in there, I guess. Like that. Fill that up then. Okay. Now it's removing the yellow bits of these trees that I don't have, that don't exist. So I'm just gonna mime this in, like as if there was a tree here, like that. And these would be the highlights of trees. I guess maybe just one more. I can do a little bit higher light of these, a little bit more. Like that. It's like a nice crayon brush I got. Let's see. This actually like works with like multiple colors on the same palette, so it's like impossible to like digitally like have more than one color on a palette. So yeah. I feel like everything's too high up. Can I select multiple things? Move. Gotta shimmy these down a little bit. Okay. Gotta find out where this is. Delete it maybe? Please? Nope. Okay. Because it's on the wrong layer probably. There we go. Okay. I wasn't paying attention. Where is he? I feel like nothing's going on, but then like everything is going on at the same time. Okay. It's got that. Okay. Blue, dark here. Maybe darker on top. Maybe somewhere on top. Something like that. No, because it does it on top, and I think it doesn't have that. So let's kind of put this maybe just in the background, I guess, just for this. Kind of fill this area up a little bit. green, I guess. And now, look at him go. He's removing the tree. Alright, so I just gotta put the tree in. Basically just fill this in. And then we'll have a tree shape. Just like that. Okay. Not to be frantic, he's deleting everything that I'm doing as he's going. I gotta be somewhat frantic. Oh, look, now the trees are gone, so I don't have any reference to whatever. Yeah, he had a whole thing of like, I was watching it, and he was like, check out this like layer fun thing you can do. You can just have like something, you know, in the middle, and it'd be like, oh, look at this little misty thing back here. Isn't that cool? You know, you can have like multiple layers if you just, you know, put another layer in. Isn't that cool? Haha. He's like, just watch this. I'm gonna improv this really high textured like layered thing in the middle that makes no sense right there, and it's a little bit shaped different. As long as you like light it right, it's okay. Okay. Here's one of the trees. There to go. So what was he doing earlier then? I didn't really see it then. He should be on top then. I'll just put like the middle lights, I guess. I don't see Miss Magic. Oh, I didn't read it right. Yeah. Maybe because I already watched this to like practice it a little bit, so I know sort of what he's gonna do next, or beforehand, I guess. But yeah, it's still very scary because I don't know how this is really gonna work out, or delete some of that. Nah, it better be some kind of not that green. But yeah, now he's deleting the trees. Okay, let's kind of go back up a little bit. We'll have this brief window, maybe. Trying to see what I want. Some smaller highlights around here. Let's take everything and kind of shimmy it down a little bit more. Let's take this, shimmy this down a little bit, because I think I've had it. I think I have this like middle island like too big. That's what my problem is. So I'm gonna add some more layers just in case. There. Oh god. Save. He's still doing the trees. It's okay. Okay. What else can I do? I can go back to here maybe. Kind of fill this in. There you go. A little bit under lighting. A little bit there. So he's getting rid of the tree. There he goes. Getting the last tree. Let's see. I consider Bob Ross as one of the best artists. I think especially for landscape. Definitely. I don't know. As the best artist. I mean, just in general. I mean, obviously, be one of the Renaissance. See, now like everything that I drew is gone. So now he's like going backward into the painting. So all my landmarks of like, well, I had this tree here, so where is it now? I can't do. I guess like Monet and all those, you know, would be pretty good. Safe bets. Safe bets. Just gonna go in and transform this a little bit. Shimmy it up. Okay. So what's he removing now? Save. Excuse me. So I just got this blank canvas to like play around with here. So I guess he's just gonna make some light, fluffy clouds in the middle here, which obviously kind of covers up, but yeah, it's hard because I don't have, you know, again, like all these landmarks that I would have if I did it correctly. And there we are. And it kind of leads into there, and just kind of blend it with the colors that kind of go with that, I guess. Let's see. Exactly. Shows you how to make pretty paintings become like a nice white canvas. Let's see. The weird thing is, yeah, I have to like think backwards of like, usually when I draw it is that I'm thinking forward, you know, of like making these layers. You know, like every time there's a new thing, add a new layer, that layer goes on top. But now it's like, oh yeah, can't do that. Now its landmarks are disappearing. So like, it's nice because then it's like, oh, I can like look up and go, that's what I need to draw next. But we're not there yet, as well. Let's see. I don't know. It's getting slightly easier actually. Maybe because I know what he's doing. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of this is just smearing things of objects that I don't have. I had to just make these, you know, let's make this a little, maybe smaller. Let's make it thicker. Yeah, just kind of keep layering lighter colors on top, and that kind of smooths it out a little bit, I think. Makes it go into the background more. Kind of fill these colors in a little bit here as I slowly edge more towards white up here. So let's get it disappear like that. There we go. Okay, now he's doing that big mountain. Let's make that a new layer. Like that. See him dust it off. Okay. As he goes, if I wait too long, I won't be able to see it, so I probably just have to, you know, be brave and just make some kind of big line and say, yep, that's what I want, is this shape, and then I'll be filling this in. Look at it go. Okay. Problem is, yeah, I have to do this true to life, I have to, like, I guess, do... I don't know. I have to like do the reverse of it, but I have to like do the highlights of something that I don't have, which never really will ever really work out. So as long as it's just like an impressionist kind of feel to it, where it's just like all these big chalk drawings, you know. It's like, oh, we can outline this, maybe something of that to make it a little bit darker. There you go. Nice big mountain. I kind of like this brush. It feels nice to me. Feels good. Nice little neutral. Not too much. Get rid of that. Okay. So now it's dusting off the other mountain. Let's see. Let's make it more... It's not true purple, but I think somewhere in that range. So kind of get something in here where it's more white, really. Kind of like that, I think. Let me get some more details on top of it, I guess. So this like pretty big bunch of like white stuff up there. It talks about like following the angles to all this too. We have to like find out like where your angles lie. Follow this in accordance to like how the mountain shape itself is angled, I guess. Anyway, I'm just adding highlights for now, and then later on I'll draw the actual form, I guess. It's really weird. I guess with this kind of charcoal capid shape, it's like kind of helps into it feeling more kiddie, you know. It's like, oh, a kid make it, so it's okay that it's like not, you know, scholarly, like perfect, I guess. You know, I'm just having fun now. This is great. I feel like I want to like move everything down. I feel like something down here. If I can quickly, probably not do that. Let's make it thinner. I know what he's doing, so it's okay. I can just do this real quick and just kind of mesh these all together. Okay. What are we doing? Still blending it. We're still adding more highlights, but I think I'm pretty happy with how many highlights I have. But we can make it truer white up here. How we doing? Yeah, because that's a problem. Like sometimes when you watch these, it's like, oh, he made a beautiful mountain, but then like he makes, you know, a 50-foot tree in the middle, and it's like, oh, you know, it's like you covered all of that detail that you see, you know, is gone behind, but yeah, everything that you make in front, you know. But this way, it's like, oh, I want to actually figure this stuff out first, but it's like, I didn't really work out too well. I think there's more down here that I probably missed. There's water down here. So once we get to it, I'll make water at the end, I guess, and that'll be underneath everything. I think I'm pretty good with where we are. I can figure out maybe just a little bit more. I can add more definition to it to make it seem, make this mountain a little more. Thought like have an outline or something to it. Let's go back to here. Make this a little thinner. Make smaller lines, I guess. Obviously not going for realism with any of this, but it's an interesting challenge, you know. I'll get to the next things of what I'm gonna do later on. But I was actually removing more stuff here. It looks like crayon. It does, I think, I don't know what it's called. Does it say? I don't know if you know, if you saw it, let me know. I was just removing more of it. Maybe I'll get more mid-tones would be good here. So I'll go down. Let's make this a little bigger. Okay, so we're just gonna follow along with this. I know with all of these I feel like I'm just making it up, but it's like that's kind of the point of it too, is that you're just kind of making things up. Obviously Bob like makes a whole painting and then he like makes a painting in like a half hour and then puts that one to the side, and then he starts to show and he's like, okay, let me make a tree, looks at the other one right here, you know. So he's not improvising it or like knows exactly what he's doing, you know. He knows what he's doing, but it's just not, you know, when he says like, ooh, maybe we'll do something here, it's like maybe that's, you know, different from his script or finished version, I guess. I think he's deleting the mountains now, so I'll start on that. Let's see. Hello. Let's see. Oh, now he's good to white. Now he's going to put on the white. That's how it works. Doing good. Made something here. I don't know if it's good or not. I think it is. But now he's just mixing that white up, and let's see what he's doing next. How are you, though? Let's see. Now he's mixing up that white, so now we can start on the highlights of the mountains. And then we'll actually draw the rest of the mountain. He's like, whoop. And now he's blurring it, which obviously I can't. Of everything that I have, you know, I don't know how to blur certain pixels, I guess, with this. Or just never really looked it up either, of how to do that. Let's see. Yeah, he's just going across it. Oh, wait. What if I wait too long, you actually delete it. So let's actually start getting this going. So I can follow my path that I made here and then see, you know. Obviously it's not one-to-one and it'll never really be anything. Let's get inside a thumbnail. So you're doing Bob Ross. That's exactly right. It's in the bottom left. You'll be able to see that video. So I reversed the video, so it's actually going backward is the challenge. I didn't really specify that in the thumbnail. But yeah, you see slowly removing the mountain here. So that's getting closer to the beginning of the episode. Let's get from sprinkler outside. Okay, awesome. Feels good to be outside again, huh? Let's see. I can make this more pointed, but I don't know how to do it exactly. Yeah, now he's just moving the whole mountain now. Let's make this a little thicker. There you go. Let's make the edge darker, but also thinner and darker. Like that. So this will push it more in the background a little bit, and then kind of get a nice bevel edge, I guess. Doing it this way, and then a little lighter. So it's like there's a bunch of snow on here, I guess. So I was mixing up the paint to actually draw that mountain we just did. That's cool. Okay. I think we're almost done, actually. Well, he's gonna get started, and then I'm gonna be almost done. That's how this is gonna work. I got an email. So let me just see here. That's important. Oh, well. Oh, okay. Sorry. Got an important meeting. Business email right there. So let me just make this giant, and then I can whop. Yeah! Look at it load in. How much CPU is this? Oof. Bwop. 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 And because we did it with the reverse layer order, we don't have to worry about it going over or underneath. Let's make this a little smaller. So you do underlay here. Let's make this a little smaller again, and then do it a little darker. Okay, and then make that. Talks about how I got the. He wants like the ocean waters to be still, so all the lines are very straight. That's not happening, but here we go. Okay, got the water. Now he's got some red, something in the middle. Orangey. That's not orange. Orangey. Basically somewhere in here. Wow. Yeah. Okay. This is fun. I think I'm just, you know, I know what he's doing, so it's not too frantic in that way. It's just kind of having fun with this. There we go. Nice creamsicle sky there, and now he's gonna remove the blue. Like that. Should be pretty big. Womp, womp, womp. There we go. Okay. And then get it real close to white at the top. Blend it a little bit like that. Kind of rainbowy. Add some clouds, I guess. Here and here. Okay. It's not bad. We're not done. At least with this video. So I can do a little bit more. I'll go back to the orange one. I can kind of melt this in between, maybe. Trying to find a nice middle ground. Somewhere here. Obviously, it won't really be one, but it's like it's the dot that counts, and yeah. So yeah, after all that, he erased his painting, and I got a painting. I was for Midnight Mares. Again, wants me to do something, but I haven't really read it fully. I was gonna mix that orange. I would like to go back, but I think that kind of defeats the point of the challenge of going back into it. So I think we're good. Yep, he's gonna talk about welcome to the show, and he's like, look, he's got a canvas. He's gonna have all the colors go across the screen. Who's that? Nice. No mistakes. There you go. I don't know what I expected, but yeah, I feel like some of the forms could have been more defined, but I think that's kind of how you have to do it, where somehow you just have to like coordinate and say like from here to here put this highlight between these places, and then also go back in and make sure that the shape kind of works. That's it. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Alright. I'm good on time, actually. Alright, let me just actually read this email real quick. Okay. Didn't want to spoil that, but yeah, that should be okay to do. How do we think? Looks good, looks pretty good. Alright, I'll take it. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see it as if it was on a wall or far away from you. Obviously, let me get the other video back so we can see what it looked like at the beginning. That's my video. There you go. So it looked like that-ish. Let's go forward. Let's go back. Something like that. Okay. Oh, did it again. So that's our, what it was supposed to look like. I think I missed some bushes. But I think I was mixed up at the very beginning whether or not he was removing the bottom ridge thing, like the water bits, or adding bushes. If you want, I could add some bushes. Mm-hmm. And big good. Nice. I would like to add bushes, but I don't know if it'd be against the rules. It's like afterward, obviously, to change things. Actually, I changed it already. That sky is backwards. There you go. Yeah, I probably have to just leave it as it is. Even though it's not what I want. Another email saying, I'm live. Thank you. Okay. Thanks, YouTube. Yeah. I think... I don't know. But there's not much more I can do just based on the challenge nature itself and what random rules I'm coming up with where I can't change it later. But I would like to fix things. Or at least add more. We just got... Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, okay. What happened? Let's see. I made a rectangle, apparently. I don't know how I did that. Now I can't do anything. There we go. Brush. There we go. Want to add his little bushes that he's got there. That's basically just what I wanted to add. And then add some highlights. And then a little dark. A little lighter. As we go. There we go. That's just what I wanted to do. Excuse me. But I think, yeah, he has more trees, but making trees is hard. Okay. I think I'll go to toaster time now, and then I know there's a bunch of comments, so I'll definitely read all those, and if you have any questions in those, I'll answer those for you. So I think we'll go to toaster time. Alright, so thank you so much for watching. This might be an extended toaster time, or, you know, whatever happens. There you go. Let me pull this in. Let me fix this. Behind the scenes stuff we don't care about. As I warble this in and then make it bigger. There you go. Alright. Let's read the comments that I missed all the way back. Because I know that was very hectic with that. Okay. Let's see where it started. What that was like. Sounds good. Audio's fine. Good. Okay. Yeah. So it disappears. Let's see. Just catching up right now. Yeah, I'd be sad if I, as he slowly makes it disappear. Yeah, it was actually really calm. I know that these only goes for like half hour with the actual video, so I thought it would be pausing it more, but I guess I just said like I'll just make it, you know, like a kid make it, using some very, very loose sketching. Yeah. I'll get to do a live stream. Yeah, I'll talk about that later on. All right. Then just activate that. Go all the way back. Raven ghosts? I guess, yeah. And there's the ghosts that steal things from you. Where's like where'd my sock go kind of ghost? Definitely. That's the one. Or like the ghost that makes you forget what you were gonna do when you walked in a room. That's a ghost, you know, whispering into you, saying like, don't remember what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing in here, and you go, oh yeah, I don't know what I'm doing in here, kind of thing. All right, I think that's it. I don't know how long this will go on for. It's funny how the Bob Ross for the weird gimmick turned out better than normal one. I don't know, yeah. I feel like I felt more comfortable. Especially, it might also be the tool set. I don't know if I want to blame it on that, but it definitely does have a factor into it. Because with the, I think one of the first ones I did was the Flash one, where I used animate. Let me see if I can pull that up. Instead of looking through my own files, I'll look through DeviantArt. Yeah. Probably in here. Way back here. Scroll back all the way back. Anyway, this is another one. Can I look at it in a new tab? Yeah. It's obviously going to be bigger. Kind of fill this in a little bit. Oh, I didn't sign it. Shoot, I can do that. But this was one of my first attempts at doing the Bob Ross challenge. And so this was, I don't know how long ago. I called it it's a Bob Ross painting. 2018, apparently. November 2018 is when I made this one. So we can see like not much has really changed, I guess, but it's just kind of the technique of certain things, of adding more detail into certain things and making these trees, you know, look a little better. But otherwise, yeah, it's been 2 years improvement, and we'll look at the other one again. But yeah, just looking at the texture of the brush is what I was thinking of. Where like all the lines, every line has basically just flat, round lines. Like line art is very, very, you know, like it looks digital. You know, put it simply with that. But yeah. Look at this one. It's like, oh, it has color and form and texture onto it now. And I don't believe Flash was able to, at that time especially, not be able to use those textures in a fast format, where Photoshop, you know, lagged a little bit, where it was like trying to chug through, trying to think of all these different points. Like Flash would have been dead. It would have crashed within like maybe like the second or third line. So definitely this is some step up. But yeah. Let's see. Here. Alright. Should I do series 15? Probably, yeah. I'm gonna do it right. It's been 2 years exactly. What was it? Next live stream will be the Pony Life puppet making. Now that we got some trailers and teasers, that'll definitely help with the research to figure out exactly how they design the puppets, and then we'll try to create our own, try to recreate it. And I'm going to be using Toon Boom, just because I think it'd be good for my other project and work, basically. Because with the Midnight Mares, I'm going to be using Toon Boom, so I think it'd just be, you know, like a weird, like when you sign something off, you know, it's like, oh, like a tax expense or whatever, where it's like, oh, you know, I bought this for work, so, you know, don't tax me, bro. Yeah, there'll be like some kind of line of that where making I don't think we did. We ever know any kind of information on what kind of program they might be animating with? Because otherwise they might be using Flash. But the amount of like textures and like high quality, splash screens with their backgrounds would lead me to just believe that they might as well just upgrade, because the movie was made in Toon Boom, with the pony movie was made in Toon Boom with the 2017 version. So as well, they've been playing around with those same models in the in that Rainbow Village one. So I would think into that. Obviously, yeah, it's hard because Flash can kind of get up to that level, is what you're saying. But yeah, it's definitely something where it's either low quality Toon Boom or high quality Flash. But yeah. So yeah, probably the first stream next week will probably just be in research and probably looking through the episode, if there is an episode that appears. But at least we can look through the trailer. Have a little fun frame by frame analysis, I'm thinking. We can look through the trailer and see frame by frame, like how, from one frame, what happens to this pose, what happens to the mouth, do things change per frames, is it on ones, is it on twos? Very, very technical sounding things, but it's just enough for me to say how things are constructed. So if I recreate it or make my own sort of puppet, then I can be somewhat more accurate than not, I guess. But yeah, look forward to that next week. I'm going to be trying to do that. But otherwise, right now we'll save that for next time, because it'll be all in one stream instead. But while we're here, is there any more questions? Do you think you can? I don't know about you. Do you have any questions? I know there's a couple like that. Because like that whole time was fairly half chill. It was weird. I don't know where bushes went. Oh, I gotta sign it. Let's go back here. New layer, 25. Color. Let's make it my favorite teal turquoise color. That'd be around here. Dark. Basically what my logo is. You see that? There you go. Whoop. That's big. Let's make it a little smaller. Whoop. That's good. So, Y. O. S. H. I. Whoop. Here you go. Signed it. I don't know. Is there any reference on whether or not Pony Life animation software? Does anyone say that? Pony Life is American. I thought it was Canadian. It's produced by Allspark. That's interesting. Or is that just the new general name for all these? We feature new animation style settings and comedic tone. Okay. Doesn't really say for that. Animation. That's just a regular wiki. Animation process. Yeah, it doesn't say. Okay. Oh well. We'll see then. Obviously, yeah, again, because it could be both, but I think just for my sake, I think it'd be, because I've been making Flash puppets for like 5 or more years. That is just like, I might as well, I'm already paying and upgrading for it. That is like, I might as well just use it, House packages, what they call it. House animation department. Oh, that's interesting. Well, yeah, they kept changing the, is that like the new top draw? Would that be similar to that? So there's DHX, and then there was top draw, and then there was something else. Like some of the Crusher Girls spin-offs, or some of those episodes were animated by something else, where it seemed to be more flashy, where it's like more tweened and feel offy. Because I think most of Pony has been on 2s, I believe. Or at least in some of the files they were like tweened 1s. Was really weird. So I don't know what I don't know what the purpose of having a tween be on 1s is. Where literally you have like, you know, like a 5 key, 5 frame, and then you tween it, and then you can see that it's kind of purple. So it's like, it's always, so the first key was like purple, which means it's a tween, and then the rest of the keys were also filling in the rest of the 4 frame gap. So I don't know what that was about. But yeah, what I had to see with Pony Life, I looked through the trailer frame by frame and I watched that. Because that was really interesting to like look through and see just like how pose poppy it is. I don't know how to explain it, but just like if you watch the trailers and stuff on really slow motion, you can see like in one spot it's like Pinkie Pie just like goes from one frame of like a normal puppet to like the next frame having her be completely different pose, and then completely different like asset and pose, that then that next one like then animates into like an explosion, and it's just like what? It's not bad. I mean, you said that this artwork is good, so I don't know what any of this, I can't take it here. You know, your hot takes with that. Sloppy and lazy. It does. Sloppy lazy animation wouldn't have dedicated smears and doubles and, you know, that are done right, of having these very like I don't know if they're Warner Brothers, but definitely, you know, classic style of having smears. There it is. So, thanks. I just feel like with the Pony Life, once we, you know, we'll deep dive into it later. But I think for that, I think the backgrounds have more life than the characters. It's weird, even though they have like, I don't know if I can kind of show it real quick. How do I could like put all these into like a group or something maybe, and then say group, and then say no show, and then say this. Can't see it, but yeah. That instead of having a, you know, a background prop, you know, like a clock or something, you know, instead of having this, it's just like, or having a fill, you know, having the fill be, you know, perfectly inside, and then fill it. Where's my fill? I don't know what a fill button is in Photoshop is. I feel like I'm in a different mode now. That's weird. Might be loading? I don't know what's going on. But anyway, instead of being like this, I think it's actually trying to load something weird. Stop. It would just be like having the fill be over and in a completely different like area. That's not showing. I think it's super laggy. Oh, there it goes. It was like catching up. Whoa. Okay. It just did 20 operations at the same time. There we go. Let's see if we can go here, and I can't fill it. Paint bucket. Because it does not work with 32-bit. Oh. Okay. Let me just change it to be a... How do I do this? It's 32-bit. I need to change it to be lower. Convert it to a smart object? Does that make it better? Everything's going wrong. Let's rasterize edit. Sure. Can I do it now? Is it loading it? It's animation to read difficulty independent. I mean, definitely when... It always is, but definitely when you... I can't do it. Ah, that's upsetting. My visual aid. Okay. It's definitely hard when starting out. Even now today, it's like, oh well, you wanted me to do this. And it's like, oh, I don't really know how to do that. But definitely like, you can take it in steps. Is makes it easier. It depends. It also depends on what medium and what kind of style, and obviously every cartoon has a different style. So definitely, I just happened to get my first animation experience really with Pony more than anything else. So I just kind of just again like deep dive and like look frame by frame and figure it out of like, oh, like looking at things separately, or seeing like, oh, this is how to do mouths, and look through that and going, okay, when they do that's the mouth that they use, or so L is like, oh, they put their tongue there. So when I animate and do my cartoons, whenever I hear an L in the audio, I'll use an L shape mouth where it has the tongue up on the top of the roof of the mouth. So it's like, it sounds simple, but it's like, yeah, you have to, a lot of things like figure out and filter out and go, okay. Especially when you might make your own stuff later, it's like, I was like, okay, let me use what I learned basically, and then had to retool it to figure out with the new style that I wanted. So like going from like the double remove puppets to like my paper derpy to like my chibi style, they all have basically the same components, but they're all a little different. I think the mouths are basically the same order, and I think the blinks, like the blink cycle, where it has like 6 or 7 frames. But again, it just depends on how the art style is. So even with like Pony Life, I'm sure their mouth, like it doesn't have like completely different mouths. It's like they don't have like extra letters or languages, or extra letters in their language to worry about. Like they're still obviously speaking English. It's our lip syncing to it with the audio. So you only have like at least 26 different letters to deal with. So it's not like they're recreating the wheel or like figuring things out. It's like, oh, well, we need an L. So instead of drawing it exactly the same as Gen 4, it's like, we'll just use, redraw it in a way that makes sense with the art style, which goes without saying, but it's like you have to sort of think about that as well. Especially like the Pony Life, they also have like more extreme mouths, which the base Gen 4 don't usually have, grins and mouths that go across their entire mouth, So like, thinking about it in that way, I mean, that kind of goes into art style more, but I think that kind of leads into sort of the animation too, that based on the style, like what's the like percentage of loudness to changing the mouth into a bigger mouth, from using a smaller like or like is a different mouth shape. But I think with Gen 4 they might have used just as slightly like a bigger mouth in that case. So but yeah, I wouldn't say it gets like with like the Bob Ross that we did today. It's like it got easier just because obviously we just did all the weird fancy stuff at the beginning, and then it's like, oh, I just make the clouds and colors at the end. So it gets easier, but definitely at the beginning, it's like, especially trying to learn Toon Boom, that had a huge learning curve. Now that I got the new version, it's like I had to learn everything that's new and everything that's different, and things that are gone and things that are new, deal with now. So, do I prefer Gen 4 or Gen 5? I don't know if we should consider if Pony Life is Gen 5 yet. Definitely between Gen 4 and Pony Life. Obviously, Pony Life is not even aired yet, so we don't have anything to really go off yet, so it's hard to put my foot on the ground and say, yes, I've seen 2 minutes of this whole series, that means I have an opinion on it, but if I prefer it, maybe just like I get fatigued, I guess, with Gen 4, it's been roughly like 10 years now. It's like I'm tired of how they made those legs. And I was like, because they like constructed it like in 3 different parts. You know, like the hoof was a completely different like part to it. That's like when I tried to do like double rainbow, which was very, very show accurate. To the point that it had show accurate parts in it. But anyway, that was how they constructed it. So I started to learn it doing it that way, and I was like, this isn't fun. I don't get it. It's like when I made my first original sort of style, like my offshoot, I guess, was with the paper derpy style. So with that one, I made it like one piece for the legs. Yeah, I can like, I don't know why I'm doing this. Let's have a visual aid. Maybe this will work. It won't have fills. That'll be easier. Let's have a colored card. Maybe. Nah, the color card won't work. So I have to fill that in. Anyway, hopefully this will be visible. So double rainbow had a part here, and I think this was like underneath the entire time as well. So this be 1, 2, 3 parts for double rainbow. And then for my paper derpy, I was like, how about no? And then just made it like that, and then it was like one piece the entire way for paper derpy. So I just kind of just had a anchor point here at the top, and then just rotated it, you know, back and forth. But with double rainbow, you know, it had to be like 3 separate anchor points that then, you know, each of these could independently move, but it doesn't really help too much, especially when trying to bend it. It's like none of this really works out. So it's like you need a completely different like model just to be able to bend it. Because like with the regular, you know, art style it wants it to be, it's more curved, you know. You can see this like curve around and curve in, which using these particular like straight parts don't really lend itself to being like that. So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, just trying to like figure, this leads into the animation as well, just like how to figure this out of like how to separate these pieces into different parts helps into it too. So with Pony Life, it seems like they have, you know, have the body super chibi like that, and then head. But then they have these like legs that kind of just go down, and then bop bop has a weird thing there. I don't know about these lines. That's like the only thing that's like, I don't like these lines in the middle of the legs. But it seems like in some parts it's like, well, we'll just, you know, they need to pick something up, so it's like, let's just have the leg be this long, you know, and then have that on it. So it's like nothing, you know, this length and this length is obviously not the same. So it's like there's gonna be no logic in it anyway. This is what I was trying to say earlier, was with the background, was that you have like a clock prop, and then like the fill was like underneath it, but it's like this is where the fill would be, and then colored in like that. So it's like you have this like weird outline that's like on top, but it's like over, like they're not, you know, perfect aligned on top and then filled in. Is like a little bit off. So that was just a quick of that. Okay. So far for 4. No, but I just call it Gen 5 tail. Okay. I guess this is easier. Well, didn't like we call it like Gen 3.5 for like the pony baby ones? Where it's like, or is that one cartoon with like Scootaloo, but she was like a baby, I think, and we called that 3.5 or something. So I was thinking like maybe that would carry on. Or at least that's what I've heard, probably, is that they would have another like weird spin-off or something, which Pony Life seems to be. I don't know if it would be a limited series or anything. We don't know nothing. It's just like really annoying. It feels way better to have, you know, this is how it's gonna be. You know, it's gonna be You know, first season, oh, it's gonna be 26 episodes, and boom, that's what we want to know. But it's like, nah, we'll keep erasing the dates, you know, every couple days when it actually comes, and say like, oh, I guess June 15th passed. Let's scratch that date. June 18th. Whoops, that's today. How about nope? So, yeah, I was really weird with that. We're just keep pushing the deadline when it uploads. Is it even on TV? I don't even know about that. Let's see. Hopefully it'll be this week. Because they said summer, and the earliest it can be summer will be next week. But if not, we can definitely like just scrub through the puppet in case like next week it doesn't, you know, get premiere or whatever. So let's see. Newborn cuties at 3.5. Yes. Okay. Food I've seen 4.5. Alright, I'll plan on watching it. I think it'll be fun. I don't know. I kind of like these. Kind of like kids shows. I mean, that's how we got into it in the first place. Is that we all kind of have this common camaraderie about an EI, kid show. So I don't know. It does seem, way dumbed down. That now they're all very more chibi than what I make them. So, let's see though. Next day would be 4 days away. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that'll be summer solstice. September solstice. It'll be summer sun celebration in the show. But yeah. Alright guys, I'm still here. Thanks for watching. I know there's not much to watch, but yeah. I'm just here. Seems that Friendship's Magic is a good show made by someone who moved artistic vision. Exactly, yeah. That Lauren Faust had, she had prior experience in using her little adventures that she had as a kid with the toys, that she was able to make something fun with those. It didn't feel like a bunch of toys running around going, haha, buy my boat, Which point in life, at the moment, doesn't seem like that, but it seems like the potions is probably going to be a returning thing, which probably is a toy thing. Yeah, we just have to, I mean, we got used to it, in a way. Like the Twilight Castle, I don't know, people like that or not, but it's just like, I don't know. As well as the school, and as well as the, basically like every other episode or so, there was something that you could buy. But especially with the Gen 4 writers, were very, very good at incorporating it or making some of those toys into larger arcs to be able to have more time than, buy Twilight's balloon. It's a hot air balloon. Go buy it. It's like, whoa, that showed up in one episode. When Sonic Ring Boom. As a key thing, but it never really felt like, wow, Twilight, get out of your balloon. Why are you writing that again? Where are you going? It's just like, oh, we need a balloon to be able to get to the Cloud City, and it's like, oh, okay, rather than Twilight just in every episode using a balloon to escape her problems or something. Which would have been cool in that case too, but most of that, the list goes on and on of like every side character and every location seems to be toyetic. Buy my boat. Want that to be a thing. Season 4 onwards. It definitely got more exponential, especially like after the 7 or 8, they started to go, haha, buy my boat. I don't know. Again, with the potions, it seems like they'll make that an integral thing with that, which I don't know if we'd be like a Sailor Moon, you know, like every episode reusing, you know, the same kind of transformation sequence, but they'll just use potions and then they'll just drink it and go, whoa, like a poison joke kind of an effect, I guess, because they have like all those in the teasers, like the more abstract areas, and then weird things happen, you know? So that's what I'm thinking it'll be mostly centered around instead of, I don't know. And also just having him be core main six. I mean, they're all best friends at this point. We don't know what the timeline is as well, but probably, yeah, obviously before the finale. So, or it could be before. I don't know. We'll have to see if they like redo like the first episode to make sure that we all know who they are. Because the first episode was perfect, where they can set up every character's personality and go Twilight make friends, and she goes around and finds them, you know, talks to them. So, without that, it just feels like, you know, established friends that are haha by my boat, you know, where they just go on the adventures that they already feel like they run out of friendship problems. I think that's what I'm getting at, is that they're so friendly to each other that they just forget themselves and each other at every, you know, waking moment of like, oh, you did something bad, you know, it's okay, you know. That if they just have it where they use the potions as the only conflict, I feel like that might get, from what I'm predicting, it'll be very toyetic and very predictable, to the point that, yeah, I'm not sure. It seems like they're probably going to have like 2 episodes or 2, you know, mini episodes per episode. I don't know how you would say that, but like a SpongeBob, where they would have 2 10-minute long cartoons, I guess. Unless that's wrong. But if that's the case, then that'll be very easy to have a conflict that could be resolved within, you know, 8 minutes. If that's the case, where it's just like, well, we got a potion fiasco, let's solve it, and go, well, we're friends again after every 10 minutes. Which again, I guess that happened with the show, but definitely after the, you know, the season 3 beginner ender, I don't remember, the magical mystery cure, where that kind of was the story point, like switch, you know, where everything kind of changed after that. They didn't think that it would go on for 7 more seasons, but it definitely was the biggest story change. I don't know where it's going with that. I really don't. Okay. Yeah, actually, it's lost my train of thought. Okay, let's talk about something else then. But yeah, we'll see. Obviously, we don't know anything really yet. We just have like a couple minutes of weird teasers and just showing. You know, I got distracted. It's always enough. We had like 4 finales. I know. Let me talk about something else for a bit. Yeah, so I guess that'll be more of a deep dive next week, and then probably like for another 2 or 3 weeks, we'll see how in depth I want to make the puppet. You know, so I could probably make the puppet in like a couple hours. But if I want to make it like, you know, accurate, where I can use it in more than one shot, you know, then I'll have to work on it a little bit more, you know. It's what I was saying, like with the legs and mouths and stuff, is that I guess I can do a visual aid on that real quick. Is that the mouths in Gen 4 were more, you know, shaped like this for like a 3/4. You can imagine like an eye, and then having a separate. Actually, like all of this snout is one part, I should say, and then there's a tongue in there. Eye. It's supposed to be one part, like that, and then the eyes will be a separate part. But to do like replacement mouth is that you would take basically this whole part again and then redraw it, or at least just erase it from this part, and then draw it again with this, but then have the L shape. So this would be ul, where previous one was an ah. So basically, you just have to make a whole bunch of like D's, and then go teeth, and then maybe something like like that is what they would use most probably for. Obviously, 70% of the shops would be 3/4, which just means that you can see both eyes, and then the nose kind of goes off a little bit. But with Pony Life, they seem to have like the same sort of style. Obviously, with 3/4 seem to be 80% or more with their heads. But they got bigger eyes, and then their nose is actually really small now. But then they just have this separate mouth that can exaggerate how big it can be. And then make this like that, and then big eyes. So that's going to be the biggest difference. Instead of being a general mouth, it's now going to be this layer on top that just happens to be mouth shaped, if that makes sense. That then this can then change to be something different, I guess, and go, how would it be? I don't remember. They have like some of these cartoony mouths, and then like a tongue or something, and a mouth, or a tongue, teeth, and then a tongue. It must be a tooth. But somehow when they close their mouth, they have like 4 other teeth in there, so who knows? But this would be, you know, separated, but like part of the mouth, but then you could have different shapes like that. But with Pony Life, it's like replacement mouth that's like completely, doesn't have the snout as integral, but it just has to be layered on top of the eyes, so the eyes could be like layered underneath. So you can do something like that, which doesn't make any sense because the nose is up there. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's definitely easier to draw these kind of sort of like bean shape, you know, mouths, rather than trying to figure out how to do these in perspective and make it a snout that's perfect every time. If I had to draw it every time. But yeah, something like this is a little bit easier to just whack out and draw. So I think that's the only like good advantage with this kind of simpler style, is that it can have this replacement mouth that could be as big as or as small as they want, while still being like this cute little tooth thing. You can have a little mouth and have a little thing like that, little fang or something. I don't know. I kind of like the more expressive mouths just because they seem easier to understand, I guess. Anyway, yeah, we'll get into it more once we once we get into it more. I don't know. It's definitely a style. It's yeah, it's good to. I'm still trying to be optimistic about it, so I'm not trying to bash on it quite yet. But once we get into it more, then maybe we'll see. We're like there's certain faults into it sort of show up, you know. Add a little dimple cheek underneath or something. But yeah, I think that's about it. I think we started a little bit early with the toast time, so I think there's be enough time for that. Alright, so this will be something to look forward to. Oh boy. Anyway, get back to that. Yeah, final thoughts? I don't know. Well, I'll just wait and see. I'm indifferent, but I'm optimistic at the same time. So, I'm glad that this Bob Ross. I was actually worried that this would turn into like a horrible disaster, but it turned out okay. I'm sure it's, you know, it's not perfect or anything that I'm would frame on a wall, but I would definitely think that it's a success that I was able to draw it in, you know, the half hour and not do as much undos or you know, didn't have to stop the video. So that was really cool. So yeah, if you want a challenge too, you can, you know, do some weird steps to like reverse the video and then try to make a drawing backwards. Definitely needs some kind of, if you're doing it on YouTube video, then reversing the video is tricky, I found. At least the websites that I found that reverse videos, like they need you to put your URL in, and then most of them are like bad, like so, like I have a bunch of like protector add-ons to my browser, so it's like, hey, we can't actually let you do that because that's gonna hurt your computer. So we're trying to protect you, and it's like, oh, cool, okay, thanks. I think that's about it. How many times have I featured? I don't know. As much as many times as you guys voted for me. I know that, you know, some of the times when obviously I wouldn't be in the ones that I didn't have a video for that month. Or like, I'm thinking this month, maybe like next week I'll have the, stream shorts volume blah. So that might not be featured in it. But, definitely, yeah, my videos are becoming more like events or like more, substantial, I guess, more than my my 2013 videos, which well, I go for like 1 second and then there'd be like 2 keyframes in it. So I'm definitely making it more advanced. That probably leads into, as well as, you know, I think like obviously that the popularity in, you know, making these things is sort of waning. That we're kind of over the hill that we're not every pony animator is right now still doing pony stuff, you know. I just happen to be working on Midnight Mares, which is tangent enough while it's still horse related that it's like I understand them, you know. So that's why. Let's see though. Pretty much regular, yeah. I wouldn't feel like I stopped making monthly, but yeah, I guess so. I put them, I don't have any ideas for new videos, but yeah, I'm just focusing, you know, most of my attention on the movie, which definitely does need attention, to get that done. So now that I put up, you know, 2 videos of it, so I have to keep going with it. But I see like that might take probably like another year to get it all done. Just have to pace at it, as well as working on another high quality video with Midnight Mares with the pilot, which seems to be around a half hour of content. So that'll be a lot. That'll be like 3 times longer than my movie, but it'll probably take longer to make. But yeah, you enjoying it? Thank you. Because I wrote the script, you know, again, like in 2017, so a lot of my sensibilities or how I, like, went about with storytelling, I feel like is a little bit outdated to how, obviously, I would write a story now. So, it just feels like when I go into the storyboard, it's like, why did I do this? It's like, oh, I had to animate this? You know, it's like, okay. So I had to, like, modernize it a little bit. Or at least, yeah, because now things also not really story related to like the pony, like season 8 or 9 or whatever. It's just more like it's just how I would write the story or like what kind of jokes. I don't know. It's hard to explain like exactly without an example, obviously, but yeah, you really enjoy it. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna keep plugging at it. Every time I have a chance between the mares, I try to work on it. But yeah, right now I'm working on the 3D set. So I'm trying to make it as 2D looking as possible, which is kind of tricky when working with 3D models. Excuse me. But yeah, it's really fun. I just keep doing the well, what if, you know, scenarios, and I feel like that's taking a little bit longer than what I expected, because it's like, well, what if, you know, instead of this, it's like, well, what if I add this in, which is never a good idea when trying to get things done, is to go, what if I add this? So I put, you know, somewhat of a limit on it, at least in terms of scale and what kind of assets I want to put into it. But as I keep going, it's like every week it's like, ooh, what about this? You know, what if I add this into it? So I'm still trying to work on the 3D set right now, which I've been working on that particular set for like maybe a month or so. But I guess I worked on the train set for like over a year off and on. So maybe like just a couple months working on the train set. Train set. But, yeah. I feel like that was, yeah, because that was my playground to see how I would make 3D sets in the first place. So now that I got some kind of idea, then I can use those techniques to then make the part 3 set, and as well as part 4, I guess, which you might be able to see in part 5, but maybe not as clearly because they keep going across it. It's a globe-trotting sort of adventure. So, which doesn't, seem like right now it really is, but yeah, it'll be more apparent as we keep going. Yeah. I think right now it's probably going to be, it's still like roughly like 10 minutes, but I haven't really added all the extra things that I wanted to do in part 4, so that might add on, 10 more seconds, so it's going to be really hard to, get an exact number of how long, the movie would be at this point, so, but right now I think I have it in like 8 or 9 chapters, but I think some of them might have to be cut in half just because of how much work each half would be, or yeah, each section is really a lot of work and assets, so if I split it in half, that'll be easier, which is what I'm doing with 3 and 4. I think originally 3 and 4 was one part, but I split it up to be a little bit easier. But at this point now, it's like, well, things are now going to be split up, so you have like camera angles where you can see part 4's areas. So it's like, how do I make sure that there's continuity? So it's like, I have to think the entire set rather than half of it, and that makes sense. So, oh boy. I probably should have ended like a couple minutes ago, but that's alright. Is a dog? I can't really see it. Oh, now I see it. I thought it was like a shoe with something dangling on it. Oh boy. What animations will I do next after I finish the paper derby? That's a good question. Because I feel like the paper derby is my, magnum opus. Like trying to make that my biggest project. At least independently for my channel, would be that. So I don't exactly have any plans, really. I mean, for publicity, you gotta say, like, oh, I got so many other things, just wait and seeing, keep subscribing, whoa, we'll keep making new stuff. But yeah, at this point, there honestly isn't really plans for it, just because, just how far in the future it'll be, when it gets done, realistically, that for right now, it's like to think of something after that is really hard to fathom. Where I'll be, I don't know. Because I would hope to, move on or get into some kind of, some kind of real job. Because obviously just doing YouTube at my subscriber and, scaling views and stuff, it's like, it's not exactly paying the bills, So, that's why I'm taking all these weird other jobs, like with Midnight Mares. I'm getting paid for that. So, that certainly helps a whole lot of a ton. Because right now I'm just working on the paper derby, like I'm really only kind of striving by with the pledging, with the Patreon. So, thank you for that. People who are Patreons. Patrons pledging, but yeah, that's what keeps going. So yeah, we are a little bit late. I've been streaming for about an hour and a half. That's usually about my limit. So I think for now, yeah, we'll do a deep dive next week on the pony life stuff, regardless if it actually premieres. And then we'll see how that goes, or how long that'll take. But yeah, I've already done, obviously you saw before the sketches that I've done, 10 minutes ago with the figuring out how the mouths work. It's definitely very different from Gen 4 snouts that now are just bean shapes on top of a face and even the eyes. So, but thankfully 80% of the cartoons seem to be at one particular angle. At the 3/4, so if I just make the 3/4, then maybe that'll be good enough. I won't have to make a front view or, I don't know why you would even need a side view, you know. But yeah, that'll be for later. As well as yeah. Yeah, I think that's about it for that. Thank you. Oh boy. Last time I did a Gen 4 animation 5 years ago. I believe so, yeah. I think around that time I figured out that the stallions had actual DHX mouths in them, apparently. Wasn't able to really check or like look, you know, just going off by other people saying it. So it's like, by that time I was like, ooh, I was using stallions, you know, but the male mouths were effectively stolen, you know. So it's like, if I keep using them, it feels like I'd be stealing them too. So also at that time I was like, you know, how I explained with the legs, where it's like they were in 3 parts. So I wanted to update it or use a different style so I can feel like I'm making my own cartoons rather than relying on, you know, bases and other people's making bases and characters. So that's probably just short of it that I can explain right now. But yeah, also just feels more free to use. It's easier when you make your own things as well. You'll be able to understand everything, you know. And it's like, oh well, with Dumb Maroon Boom, it's like, well, why is the cheek, you know, here? But if you make it, it's like, well, I put the cheek here, so I know exactly where it is. You know, that kind of feeling too. So, yeah, there you go with that. Okay. Yeah. So thank you, so much, and definitely thank you for all the questions that towards the time actually worked out pretty good. So able to show some stuff a little bit. So yeah, thank you. All right. So yeah, next week we'll figure that out regardless. So it should be fun. So yeah, come on by next week, Tuesday, around the same time, so an hour and a half. Figure that out for your time zone. Yeah, thank you. See you then. Bye bye.